this is your sexual soul. And this is also based on a previous painting. If you recall, Daven, you saw that painting and you asked me if we could use it as is, but it wasn't exactly right. And that painting was an image of the special rest of the Sabbath, known in Hebrew as menucha. The Sabbath is a time of rest and of receptivity at the end of the busy 6-day work week that in mythological terms, that God created the world in 6 days in the book of Genesis and then rested on the Sabbath. And I've always loved all archetypal origin myths, and this one is certainly no exception, especially since my own heritage is rooted in the Jewish tradition.
And the Sabbath, I never thought of this. That's the yin time.
That's the yin time, yes, of pausing and receptivity and renewal and replenishment for the soul. And so this is why it's divided into night and day, because the Sabbath begins it begins in the evening and it ends in the evening, as all Jewish holidays go from sundown to sundown. And it ends when the first 3 stars are visible in the sky. So there are 3 stars here visible in the sky, and there's the day of the Sabbath in between. And the woman is obviously in a state of rest and self-composure. And I just made it a little more sensual and suggestive of the erotic for this, for the text of the image, your sexual soul. And that seemed to work. And Daven, you felt strongly that you wanted this image, although it's a sexual image, you wanted it to not show a partner. And this was a recurring theme for you, that all the images of love and sensuality were of a single figure, except for the divine masculine, where we really had to show a masculine figure and priestess of the yin. All the other ones are all about completion within the self and love and connection as an intrinsic quality that a person manifests within themselves. Maybe you want to say something about that?
Yes. And there are a few other cards. There's devotion, which is a circle of 3 women. Behold Mother Earth. There's also your attention, which has your attention and presence, which are mother baby images, have mothers and babies.
Right.
But yes,
many images of completion within the self.
Yes.
One person.
This is one of the, I mean, this is the foundation of my work. So if somebody comes to me to work with their sexual soul, to remember, reawaken, re-enliven their sexual soul, even if it's coming from a place of challenges in a relationship, it begins with the self. It begins with our own intimacy with ourselves, our own deep relationship with ourselves. And from there, we connect with others. And of course, from connecting with others, then we have a deeper knowledge of ourselves. So it isn't an either or. But yeah, when I think of the power of the yin, for me, this deck is really about sourcing something that is about our own soul's journey. And so our soul does not exist in a vacuum. I mean, guides and guidance actually is a great example. That's not about being alone. That's about actually being surrounded by guides and guidance, or being with trees, or being in nature, or being with the mushrooms. These are all intelligence that's around us, and sentience. But yes, I am interested in beginning with the very deep, intimate, personal journey of the self in relation to all those other things. So
I love that.
Kind of shines an interesting personal light on me. I'm an only child. I am single at the moment and have often been single. And I have a very rich and ongoing developing inner life that's very personal and private for me. So that very much reflects my journey.
Mhm.